Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This reports for the 27th of August, and as we edge towards the end of the week and the end of the month, well, we're just continuing to move, and this is, par for the course. I mean, we're now getting close to 35. Continuation of shakeout, sure, we're in extreme conditions, but notice this magenta and green here. Separation there could lead to even another breakout move. So that's fascinating when you're looking at these levels. Yes, still creating positive extremes, so the potential for quick retrace to any of those is good. And right now we're looking at negative short-term buyer situation at this particular spot. So we could get some soft moves back in between. Of course, any of these could fill back the whole move and still be within a bullish configuration. And from a NASDAQ standpoint, you can see it approaching the 12K number, and very similar from a Power Mode 2 standpoint as well as DOC. Still pretty darn strong from that shakeout movement. And of course, there's going to be this realization on the Euro situation that central banks have just floated this thing, that the Eurozone is in a world of hurt. Then you have the interesting one. Now you have France and Italy joining Greece in naval exercises to show force against Turkey, who's actually in NATO. So you have kind of a conflict within NATO allies and using military exercises as a way of force. That could be very interesting and very detrimental to a euro. That would cause a certain flight into the dollar, which it's just a strange thing to see it as you see it's going. From a gold standpoint and oil, again, these are both going to be doing exactly the same thing. Oil is just fixed until there's some kind of resurgence. But again, gold is always going to fluctuate when tensions start to rise. And so as we see those kind of moves happening within a Eurozone and stuff like that, people are going to flight to quality. We may even see it happen inside of cryptocurrencies and that as well. So if we go back to earlier in the day, it was just pretty clean action, and it was a little bit better than the previous day, so volume picking up just a bit. And sure enough, as we get cyan under red, earlier we had the power mode moves, and this is where I was pointing out the other day too about the long algo over the short algo, and when you get crossover signals for buys, much more effective in trend following those setups. Of course, once we reached the peak, we were cyan under red through most of it until we ended up with a DOC spread with a move of negative 13. Usually has a little bit more follow through, and in fact it did until we had a resurgence here. The turnaround of the Power Mode 2 really took place right on this second move right here, and that led to move right back to the highs as we closed the day. And once we did that, we still had a couple of positives. We still have a few of them from even back over here that will need to get filled, and once we're marked out while we're here, just so we have them on record. And go to make it color. So that gives us a real good baseline to see where the potential for some of these breakdowns. Of course, there's ranges all the way through this up to the next level, which would be in the 58, and then of course you got all these. These were filled right back here at this previous low right around 62, which just happens to be the 0% mark right now. So all in all, excellent action. More of the same. Continuing to make some of the updates with this paint bar, and so I think it should be ready for the September release. So that'll be exciting because it'll reflect more of the Power Mode 2 configurations within it, so that we'll see a little bit earlier green in some of these, and then just like a neutral flip when we have our soft sell signals that are within buy configurations where you're just going to get a little bit of a dip that's going to bounce right back up. As always, though, I will update anything on the Skype chat. Trade well. We'll talk to you later.